Holy.
Whoa.
Holy. I see a thermal on the hillside above you.
Is that a light? There's a light over there.
Look. That looks like a person.
Are you serious? What the is that?
The team stumbled upon something so alarming that they chose to abandon their mission. With broken trees, enormous handprints, and a horrifying scene drenched in blood, they encountered a fearsome predator face to face. Initially, the expedition was one of their most challenging yet. After years spent searching for solid evidence of Bigfoot, something truly unsettling occurred that left the entire team rattled. They had been on the island for a while, deploying trackers and sound recorders to detect any signs of Bigfoot. For a significant period, nothing out of the ordinary occurred. That changed suddenly when Russell spotted unusual movement near one of their trackers, which was positioned close to a rushing stream. Without delay, Russell and Maria navigated back to the mainland to investigate the peculiar motion. The team was already suspecting that there might be multiple Bigfoot creatures inhabiting the island, with some believing that an entire group could be residing there, given the numerous clues they had collected throughout their time there. What they uncovered next confirmed their worst fears in a chilling manner.
There's something in this tree above Ronnie, and he's not seeing anything. But I'm watching this thermal, and it moves to the right. And I realize that it is not in the tree above him, but it's on the ridge line further behind him.
As they pressed on into the island, the team stumbled upon a scene reminiscent of a nightmare. Bones and dismembered remains lay scattered, the ground saturated with blood. It suggested that a large and dangerous entity had launched a brutal attack in that spot. The macabre discovery indicated that they were indeed on the right trail, but it also instilled a deep sense of dread, as they knew they had never encountered anything this gruesome before. Despite their fear, the team continued their exploration through the dense, dark woods. As they delved deeper, they came across something that left them utterly speechless, a gargantuan handprint. It was at least twice the size of a typical human hand and was embedded deep into the earth. Both Maria and Russell immediately concluded that this must belong to a Bigfoot. No other explanation seemed plausible. This particular finding was the most significant clue they had ever unearthed, igniting the team's excitement. Quickly, Maria and Russell communicated with Ronnie, who had remained on Ridge's Island. Upon hearing the news, Ronnie couldn't hold back his enthusiasm. The entire team was buzzing with excitement, thrilled to have discovered such vital evidence, eager to witness the handprint for himself and assist in uncovering more mysteries hidden within the island.
Take a look at this.
Oh, wow.
Up here?
Oh, yeah. The hand, oh my God.
You see that?
Those fingers look long as hell, dude.
The colossal handprint left the team in awe. Bright and early the next day, they set out again to explore the handprint area further, keen to search for additional clues. During their time on the island, they had observed a few other marks on the ground, but nothing compared to this enormous hand-shaped print. When Ronnie arrived at the location, he was taken aback by the sheer size of the handprint. He'd never seen anything like it before. Yet, the surprises were far from over. Just a little further into the forest, the team discovered something even more unbelievable. Knuckle marks. These knuckle marks suggested that the creature wasn't just walking on two legs, but was also using its knuckles to move around. This could mean that Bigfoot, or whatever was out there, might walk on two legs sometimes, but could also move on all fours like an ape. This was a significant discovery for the team, and added even more mystery to their expedition. The team was both excited and scared. They knew they were getting closer to the truth, but they also realized they might be dealing with something far more dangerous than they had ever expected. This wasn't the first time the team had found something remarkable. Just last year, Mariah had discovered a massive skull that had features resembling both humans and apes. The skull had a small crack in it, which made Mariah ponder whether Bigfoot might be a mix of both humans and apes. This could shed light on how Bigfoot is capable of walking upright like a human, while also using its knuckles like an ape during its movements. With the recent discovery of knuckle prints, Mariah's theory seemed increasingly credible. It appeared that Bigfoot could walk bipedally, but also spend time on all fours.
What I'm thinking is that may be more of an indication of their social structure and their social behavior. They're not relying on their teeth, they have weapons.
The team was engrossed in analyzing the knuckle prints, working to understand their implications. They believed they had found strong evidence suggesting that Bigfoot might exhibit both methods of locomotion. Just when they thought they had uncovered all there was to find, Russell made a startling observation. There were actually two distinct sets of prints in the dirt. Using their zoom camera and infrared equipment, the team realized that the tracks belonged to two different creatures, revealing that they had not just one, but two potential Bigfoot creatures on the island. This revelation heightened the team's enthusiasm and resolve to continue their investigation into Bigfoot. They now had solid evidence indicating the existence of different beings on the island, including various handprints, knuckle marks, and footprints from both creatures. Mariah quickly forwarded all the new findings to Bryce for further analysis. When Bryce reviewed the handprints, he was equally baffled. The prints were distinct not only from two different creatures, but also from one another. Although the team felt exhilarated by their findings, they understood that their mission would be more complex. They now had to contend with the possibility of multiple unique Bigfoot creatures lurking in the area, which added both a challenge and an excitement to their search. The team was exploring a vast area filled with thick foliage, making it difficult to ascertain exactly where these creatures could be hiding. Nevertheless, based on their observations, they theorized that the creatures might be traversing along the riverside, where the river formed a natural bowl-shaped valley. This smaller region seemed more manageable to search compared to the rest of the island. Armed with this new theory, the team became even more resolved to discover the truth behind the peculiar prints they had located. They believed the creatures could be concealed somewhere in the valley, and despite the slim chances of proving their theory, they were ready to take the plunge.
We believe they're headed east along this river, and according to the maps, the river valley forms a bowl with steep cliffs on each side.
They quickly devised a plan to trap the creatures within the valley, fully aware that the success of their investigation hinged on preventing any escape. With everything at stake, the team knew they had to meticulously search every square inch of the 20,000 acres of rugged terrain, surrounded by mountains rising 3,000 feet. The landscape posed difficulties, but they pressed on. As the tension mounted, Bryce's voice crackled over the radio. "Maria, Russ, this is Bryce. Do you copy?" Russell responded promptly. "What have you got, Bryce?" Bryce's reply ignited excitement among the team. "We're picking up something humanoid in shape on the drone's thermal imaging." With this new lead, the team split into two groups to cover both sides of the valley. Ronnie went to the right while Russell and Maria moved to the left, cautiously navigating the riverbanks and utilizing Bryce's technology to scan the valley from above. Then, unexpectedly, robots arrived to assist the search efforts. Robots equipped with advanced technology, ready to aid in the pursuit. At this point, it felt like a scene straight out of a science fiction film. The team was employing every resource available to track down these creatures, with the addition of robots to enhance their plan to capture even the slightest signs of movement. The drone team initiated their aerial search using high-quality drones to survey the area from above.
Yeah, something's definitely moving around in there.
What is that? Can we zoom in on that?
Let me take a look a little bit closer with thermal here.
Oh, it's moving. It's moving.
There it goes.
While the drones were in the air, the ground team, Ronnie, Maria, and Russ, advanced cautiously along the riverbanks, following the guidance of the drones. Bryce and the group of robots stationed themselves at a convergence point of the streams in the valley, prepared to detect any movement with the thermal sensors on the robots. As they continued their approach, Bryce's team picked up a humanoid shape on the thermal sensors deep within the dense valley. Maria and Russ, just a few miles from the sighting, coordinated with Bryce to direct the drones and robots to that specific location. The team felt they were closing in on the elusive Bigfoot, the anticipation mounting as they followed a trail leading toward a nearby glacier. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the valley, Ronnie noticed something unusual among the thick trees. He heard branches snapping and rustling, but couldn't see anything clearly through the darkness. Realizing he might have stumbled upon something significant, Ronnie signaled for Bryce's assistance. Without delay, Bryce dispatched a drone to Ronnie's location. The drone soon detected thermal heat in the area Ronnie indicated. Initially uncertain, the team quickly confirmed their suspicions. They were not alone in the valley. Whatever the creature was, it was near, and the pursuit was about to reach a thrilling climax. As Bryce monitored the drone's thermal imaging, he spotted movement just 200 yards from Ronnie's position. Ronnie could hear rustling, but the thick vegetation obscured his view. The team was on the edge of their seats, aware they were closing in on uncovering the Bigfoot mystery. However, just as the robot approached, the signal from the drone suddenly vanished. This left Ronnie even more fascinated. The creature was so close that adrenaline took over, and without hesitation, Ronnie dashed into the thick trees, determined to catch a glimpse of this massive being.
Something right there. Sounds large. Hey, Bryce. Go for Bryce.
I have something just in the tree line. I can hear it. Sounds large, but I have no visual on it. Really?
Hey, can we go over to Ronnie's position?
Yes, we can.
Drone's on its way to you.
Okay, that would be great.
Bryce decided to join Ronnie for a closer look. When they reached the spot, both of them were in shock. Huge footprints covered the ground, clear evidence that Bigfoot had been right there just moments earlier. Even more shocking was the sight of massive tree trunks snapped in half, with a gap of almost 6 feet between them. This confirmed the creature's enormous size. Bryce rushed to catch up, and found Ronnie anxiously scanning the area with his thermal camera, hoping the creature was still nearby. The thick trees made it difficult to get a clear view, blocking the camera's signals. Just when it seemed like the trail had gone cold, movement was spotted nearby. Ronnie's heart raced as he saw a humanoid figure walking through the trees toward him. For a moment, he thought it was Bigfoot, but as the figure came into focus, he realized it was Bryce. The two quickly shared what they had seen and agreed to continue following the tracks. The entire team was buzzing with excitement, hoping that this would finally be the moment they uncovered the truth about Bigfoot. With only their flashlights lighting the way, Ronnie and Bryce ventured deeper into the dark, eerie forest, tracking something huge, something that might finally confirm the legendary creature's existence. Despite the rough conditions, the team pressed on, their determination unshaken. Then, their persistence paid off. They found a direct path that Bigfoot seemed to be using to enter and leave the area. But what came next was terrifying. They were no longer the hunters, but the hunted. As they got closer to the glacier, the snow-covered ground revealed a disturbing scene, a fresh kill. The snow was soaked with blood, creating a gruesome picture of what had just happened. The smell of blood filled the air, and the sight of the dead animal made it clear they were now in the territory of a deadly predator. The team stood in shock, surrounded by the aftermath of the creature's hunt. They realized that they were now deep in its domain, giving the predator a terrifying advantage. Fear crept in as they understood that the creature responsible for this carnage was likely nearby, watching them. It was a chilling realization. They were no longer the hunters, but the hunted. Yet the team remained focused, even as they confronted the horrifying scene before them. They carefully examined the remains, trying to reconstruct what had occurred. It appeared that either an elk or a Sitka black-tailed deer had been the unfortunate victim of this savage attack. What puzzled them most was the sight of the animal's ribs brutally split in half.
This has been broken through.
On that side too?
Yeah,
That's a big bone to break.
that was either bitten through or broken through.
Now, as the team stood before the fresh kill, they couldn't help but wonder, was the creature they were tracking driven by the same primal instinct? The chilling realization slowly set in. They were dealing with something that not only hunted with brutal efficiency, but also displayed behaviors disturbingly similar to early humans. This wasn't just any predator. It was a cunning, intelligent being. The team knew they had to stay sharp. This was no ordinary creature. As they investigated deeper into what they now dubbed the Bigfoot Massacre, their perspective began to shift. It wasn't merely that the creature had devoured the meat, it had consumed the bone marrow as well, echoing the practices of early humans. Bone marrow, rich in fats and nutrients, is thought to have played a key role in human evolution, potentially aiding in the development of larger brains. This discovery led them to a chilling conclusion. They might be dealing with something far more complex, a hybrid between human and beast. The earlier find of volcanic glass in nearby caverns now made perfect sense. Just like early humans, these creatures could be using the sharp edges of volcanic glass to slice through flesh with precision. As the team continued to survey the horrifying scene, it became clearer that this slaughter was not the work of a wolf, a bear, or even a large feline. No, what they were looking at was far more terrifying. The brutality of the kill didn't match typical animal behavior. It suggested deliberate, calculated actions, pointing to a creature with intelligence and intent, a dark, ancient connection to mankind.
Holy crap.
Maria once told me that early humans used to split bones and drink the bone marrow, which may have been important in the development of prehistoric hominids.
Ronnie and Bryce quickly took samples from the bones, eager to bring them back for further study. They understood that these findings could help them learn more about the creature they were tracking, something that seemed to be part human and part animal, using tools and showing behaviors that suggested it was quite intelligent. The next step for the team was to work together. Ronnie and Bryce quickly informed Maria and Russell about their troubling discovery and warned them to stay alert. All signs pointed to one thing: this creature could attack at any time. The evidence showed that these beings were heading toward the ice sheet above the stream, a place rich in resources and good hiding spots. Knowing that both people and animals seek out such areas, It became clear that Bigfoot had chosen this spot deliberately. With this in mind, Maria and Russell decided to follow the creature as far as they could, while Ronnie and Bryce stayed at the kill scene to gather more evidence. As they checked the area, Ronnie and Bryce noticed something strange. The remains of the kill didn't look complete. Where was the rest of the body? There were no signs of it being dragged away, which meant the creature likely took the remains somewhere else, just like chimpanzees do. This, along with the earlier sighting of Bigfoot by the thermal drone, confirmed their suspicions. This was definitely a Bigfoot kill. Determined to find out more, Ronnie and Bryce prepared to search a new area, but just as they were about to move, they heard a noise. The rustling of leaves nearby. The sound made them freeze. Knowing what they were up against, they quickly grabbed their thermal camera, their hearts racing with a mix of excitement and fear. Unfortunately, the camera didn't show any signs of the creature's presence. Even without immediate proof, Ronnie and Bryce decided to investigate further, moving toward the source of the noise. After a few hours of searching through the thick forest, the sun began to rise, illuminating the area. Though tired, the team remained hopeful, knowing the morning light could help them spot the creature. Meanwhile, Maria and Russell were hard at work following the creature's tracks, eager to get closer to whatever was hiding. Despite having only gotten a little sleep, the team was determined to track down the being that Bryce's thermal drone had found. They followed its tracks all night, but somehow this mysterious creature managed to elude them, leaving no signs behind. It was strange. The soft snow should have easily revealed footprints, yet the creature seemed to have disappeared completely.
I haven't seen anything fresh, not for this entire day. We know something big is headed in this direction because Bryce spotted it on that fixed-wing drone. But whatever it was has been able to avoid our detection. I've never seen anything be able to move through the snow without leaving tracks. That completely defies logic.
As the team approached a stream near a large ice wall, they found no tracks and faced a substantial body of freezing water. They were puzzled. Where could the creature have gone? Just as Mireya and Russell considered moving down to search among the trees, their cameraman spotted something on the glacier. He quickly alerted Russell, who saw a figure on top of the ice ridge. The figure quickly disappeared when they looked directly at it. Knowing they were onto something, Mireya and Russell decided to investigate the glacier further. This wasn't a typical place for creatures to inhabit. Glaciers are harsh environments, perfect for a creature that wanted to remain hidden. Meanwhile, Ronnie and Bryce were back at the kill scene, trying to find as many clues as they could. Eventually, they discovered what looked like claw marks on a tree, much higher than any bear could reach, indicating that the creature they were tracking was big and strong. Despite their efforts, Ronnie and Bryce struggled to find any direct sign of the creature, but remained motivated by the fresh clues they encountered. On the other side of the glacier, Mireya and Russell were determined to move closer to the creature. The glacier's rough environment made them hurried, recognizing that this was a great spot for a predator, but dangerous for humans. After hours of searching, Mireya finally spotted an ice cave, a possible hiding spot for Bigfoot. This was a significant finding. If the creature was inside, it could lead to a major breakthrough. The cave offered shelter, clean water, and protection from harsh weather. Feeling as if they were very close to something big, Mireya and Russell decided to thoroughly check the area for any signs of the creature. Knowing the vast land was challenging to search, they realized they needed more help. They arranged for a helicopter, enabling them to scan the mountains from above. The team was closer than ever to uncovering more about the mysterious Bigfoot. Searching on foot had its challenges, so they hoped the helicopter would help them spot any movement or signs of Bigfoot before it hid in the trees. The snow was good for spotting tracks, but unfortunately, they couldn't find anything new.
Do you see anything at all down there?
I don't see any movement.
Oh, man.
The helicopter crew also surveyed the glacier, but they found no fresh signs of the creature. After searching through the night, the team felt disheartened. It seemed that Bigfoot had hidden very well, or had escaped into the forest before they arrived. Despite lacking direct evidence, the team remained positive. They had learned valuable insights, and were eager to apply this knowledge in future investigations. After 3 weeks of searching, the team returned home. Bryce took time to review all the data collected, including audio recordings from Ronnie and Mireya. He focused on the sensitive microphones placed in the forest to capture sounds. At first, the recordings only captured ordinary forest noises, but then Bryce discovered something intriguing, a low, indistinct whisper that seemed to come from Bigfoot. This recording was made in the evening when no one was in the forest, suggesting the creature had been there. Bryce felt excited and curious about this sound.
and contacted Dr. Ronald Cosper, a linguist with expertise in rare and complex languages. Dr. Cosper had previously worked on translating Bigfoot sounds and agreed to assist Bryce. After analyzing the audio, Dr. Cosper stated that the sounds resembled human voices. He identified two distinct types of sounds, a certain language pattern and another that sounded notably different. His analysis suggested that the sounds came from more than one being, hinting at a possible community of Bigfoot. This was a significant breakthrough, as it implied that Bigfoot may possess communication abilities, suggesting there could be a whole group of these creatures. With this new information, the team prepared for a second trip to investigate this potential Bigfoot population. Armed with evidence of communication and the possibility of more than one Bigfoot, they set out for a riskier adventure, determined to document the elusive creature. The team's future expeditions would build upon these discoveries, seeking further proof to confirm Bigfoot's existence and understand its behavior and habitat.